Hi everyone, the recipe calls it easy strawberry pound cake. I call it a bun cake. Either way, it is worth a try. Let me show you. Okay, I'm taking 1 box of white cake mix, y'all, and I'm using the cake mix that's super moist and adding a 3-ounce box of strawberry jello along with 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And I'm just going to give it a good mix, y'all, until I get that jello throughout the mix. And then once I get that mix, I'm adding 3 large eggs, room temperature, along with a cup of fresh chopped strawberries, and then a 3/4 cups of milk. Now the recipe calls for 3/4 cups of water, but being the baking from scratch person that I am, I went ahead and used milk, and then that is a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. I just poured in. You can use vegetable oil or canola, either one will do for this recipe. And then once I get it all mixed in, where most of the cake mix disappears into the batter, I'm going to go ahead and give it a good little mix with my hand mixer, because I want to make sure my eggs are nice and whipped and blended. And then that's that for the cake. Now it's going into my heavily greased bundt pan. I use some baking spray for this, y'all. And the oven is preheated to 350 degrees. And for the recipe, you want this to bake 35 to 45 minutes. Now my pound cake, this cake baked for 35 minutes, a good 35 minutes, and it came out looking just like this. And at the 35 minutes, y'all, yes, this toothpick comes out clean, y'all. And I did bake this on the middle rack, y'all. Don't forget to bake it on the middle rack. Now, I waited a couple of hours before flipping it out of the pan, y'all. And y'all, it came out pretty good. I was very pleased with how it came out beautifully. And then I let it continue to cool for another couple of hours. And then while it's cooling, I'm going to make the icing. Now the recipe calls for 1 cup of powdered sugar. I used about 1.5, maybe 2 cups of powdered sugar, 3 tablespoons of melted butter, and 3 tablespoons of milk to start, along with a cupful or a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then a pinch of salt. And what I did, I just kept mixing this together, y'all, and adding a tablespoon of milk at a time until I got the consistency that I like. You know, you can go thinner or thicker, it's just totally up to you. And then once I had that consistency going like that, I just laid it on just like you see here. And with the recipe, you can garnish the top with some crushed strawberries, about 2 tablespoons, but I went ahead and just filled that middle with some whole beautiful strawberries, because I got a grandson who loves strawberries. Now let's cut into it, y'all. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know if it was the milk or not, but at first I thought, wow, it looks kind of dry to me. Beautiful nonetheless. It looks a little bit on the dry side. But once I gave it a taste, it's definitely, y'all, a moist cake here, and tasty at that. It does the trick. Whether you call it a pound cake or a bundt cake, this is absolutely cake you want to try. Definitely. Thanks for watching, y'all. Till next time, go ahead, give it a try. Bye-bye.